Welcome back, everybody. It's Victoria with Sister Serving Return. I am cooking something that I'm sure no one would want to cook right now with how hot it's been. So we're going to do soup today. Time to cook. So roll the intro and grab your wine. Let's do it. So first of all, I have to show off my hair. I got pink in it. Thank you, Stacy at 7 Hair Studio. She's amazing. I walk in and she goes, "What do you want?" I go, "Oh, I don't know. Something new with this color, maybe. Can you do this color? I don't know. Can you like?" And she'll say, "Let me think." And then she comes out with brilliant, beautiful hair. Right here, oh baby girl, love it. So anyway, we're gonna get started on the soup. I'm sure that no one wants to make soup right now. It's been so hot. And I'm so sorry, Angelina, for how hot you are. We ourselves only got AC last year, so the beauty of being in the mid-30s, I guess, you have money to finally have AC. I didn't really shop this week. I don't really have anything to cook. So this is something that I like to cook. It's just stuff that's in your pantry already, or at least in my pantry. It's something that's really easy and quick to cook, and you're getting your nutrients, you're getting your vegetables, getting your protein, etc., etc. When I don't have any fresh ingredients, when I say fresh, I mean, can you have a cheese stick? Of course you can have a cheese stick. 1 second. So as I was trying to say, it's great to have just something on standby that you know you can make and still have nutritious food for your family. Not a lot of effort, right? So we're just doing lentil soup today. I know that sounds really boring, but I just love how it's so nutritious. Viewers, do you have a pantry meal? So something where you just always have the ingredients in the pantry. So even if you didn't shop that week, you know you'd be able to make a dish. This is my dish. This is that thing where I know I always have veggies in my freezer. I always have lentils in my cabinet. And I can make broth out of anything, really. So there you go. That's your meal. So let's get started though, and then I'll talk a little bit about what Angel had to say. So let's go. I have 2 oils up here. I have my avocado oil, and I have my olive oil. So it's going to be a lot of oil to start with, but trust me, because it makes it really rich and really good. And I don't really have a soup maker right now. It's in the dishwasher. I've got a 1/4 cup. I'm going to do like half of the 1/4 cup of olive oil and the other half of avocado oil. You could do all olive oil for this. I myself am just trying to watch my cholesterol, and I know that avocado oil, with the sort of omegas that it has in it, it's really good for cholesterol. So that's why I like to try to use it as much as I can. And there we go. So 1/4 cup. Begin. Now, it might sound like a 1/4 cup is a lot, right? You're like, oh my gosh, who uses a 1/4 cup of oil? So that's all of it, you know? It's not a lot. I got a broken stove, so I have to actually light the sucker. Yeah, it doesn't light on its own anymore. So it sucks because, like, why can some, like, really old products last forever, right? Last for 30 years. If they were made 40 years ago and they're still around. And this was made like 8 years ago and it's already dying. I don't know if you can see this actually. I don't even have the dials on these because they just free float spin. So I don't even have the dials on these sides. You might notice I have one more thing cooking back here. This is just making some homemade applesauce for the baby. Just peel the apples in a saucepan and it's been just on simmer for maybe 3 hours now. I'm sure it's probably already mush, but we're not worrying about that right now. That's just for something the baby can have later. I don't care. So this is why I'm making this. Lentil soup I'm actually making it for the baby. I'm going to, after this is done, I'll blend it all together. And so it'll still be kind of like a chunky, almost like a, what is it called? What's a soup called where it's like a little bit thicker? Chowder. So it's almost gonna be like a chowder. So when I blend it up for him, but it's just going to add a little bit more iron, a little bit more fiber to his diet. Not like he's eating a lot. He is still breastfeeding, so it's just having one or two little things a day. So this will be something that I'm going to, I thought about making it in order to make it for the baby, but I'm going to also have some for myself because I love lentil soup. And so you're going to see me kind of make a few adjustments. I'll probably be doing a lightly seasoned version, and then I'm going to go in with my seasonings after I separate what I have for the baby. So this is what I'm saying about it being like super simple. I have these in my freezer at all times. Steamed mixed veggies. This one has corn, carrots, peas, and a little bit of green beans. And then I just grabbed a couple extra sweet peas because I think that lentil soup and peas are just like a great combination. I don't know. So I'm just going to take these, open them, and I'm going to put them in my strainer real quick, and then I'm just going to like hit off any extra water I can off of it before I put it in the olive oil. And the olive oil is just on low heat right now because I don't want it to burn. I just want it to be a little bit hotter when I add the veggies in. So as I'm doing this, I have to respond to my sister's video. So first of all, she's talking about sky dancers. So if you didn't know what she was talking about, she was definitely talking about the sky dancers, and I loved that toy. We had one, and my brother had the boy version. So the girls were like basically a fairy. Yeah, like a fairy. And the guys... Yes, you can have a chocolate peanut butter sandwich. I'll make it when you want in just a second. Probably should have fed my child before I started the video. But the time snuck up on me, so... anyway, so Skydancer. So, if anyone remembers, comment below. Because I know the girls had the Sky Dancers and it was the fairies. And the guys had a version. I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was like a dragon. Someone respond with the answer. We might have to recruit our brother Christopher to help us out here because I know it exists. So I have been having this set on my counter just for a little bit for it to start defrosting, but you can see I got like, it's got some ice chunks in it. So instead of microwaving it, I'm just gonna rinse it underneath the sink real quick just to kind of get those crystals off. Here's that song again. All I do is ask Alexa to play music. That's all I say. Alexa, play some music while I cook. What, this is the third time it's in a video of mine? Anyway. So all I did was just rinse them off for a little bit. You know, they're still probably a little bit frozen. Yeah, they're still a little frozen. It's just now all that extra water is off of it. So that when I add it to the olive oil, it actually maybe cooks a little bit. There we go. But as soon as I added them, so not before, but as soon as I added them, I turned up my heat to kind of like a medium heat. Just because, again, I didn't want the olive oil to burn or denature or anything like that. So I'm going to do a quick little stir. I'm not looking to like cook the veggies. I'm just looking to kind of like get them to be a little, I don't know. I don't even want to say aromatic, but just unfrozen. Let's say unfrozen. Okay. I'm going to turn it down slightly just so that they can do their thing while I make a quick sandwich for the 4-year-old. I'll be back. Now I'm going to add some garlic. I am adding 5 cloves because 4 looked too small, and that's all I grabbed. But you know, I don't know, maybe I'll grab more. You know me and my garlic love affair. I once heard of when I went to Lilydale, if you've ever been to Lilydale, but they said that in their cafeteria or something, they have garlic soup. I have never heard of or ever had garlic soup, but that sounds amazing. Someone, if you've ever had garlic soup, you gotta tell me what it's like. You gotta tell me your favorite recipe, because I've never made it, and maybe one day I'll make it. I'm gonna do another stir, give that just like not even a minute to become aromatic. I did turn it down low again though, because I didn't want to have the garlic burn while I walked away. I want to rinse my lentils now. I'm going to be doing 2 different lentils, green lentils. So these are the full lentils. The other one I have is the red lentils, but they're split. So they say that if you cook them too much, they become mushy, but that's kind of what I'm going to be doing anyways. I'm going to be doing a mushy lentil for the baby. So I guess it doesn't matter if it's mushy. But these ones will stay kind of better. So you got to pick through your lentils though. And I will be rinsing these off as well. Now, this is where I'm going to slightly make fun of my sister. Yes, you do rinse your rice, but not instant rice. Instant rice has already been washed and cooked once. So instant rice, you do not need to wash. Unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, someone prove me wrong. But this is just about 1 cup of lentils. I'm gonna probably add another half a cup to a cup of the red lentils. Oh, and now I got that. Now these I will rinse. These you rinse. You pick them over and you rinse them. So I'll be back. Oh, I can smell the garlic. It smells so good. All right, now I'm gonna add just the tiniest bit of some seasonings now. Yeah, we're gonna do it now. The real recipe is probably gonna call for like 2 teaspoons of cumin and like 1 teaspoon of curry. I'm gonna start with just half a teaspoon of these, and then once I pull out what I want for the baby, I'll taste it, and then I'll see how much more I want to add. Of the curry, I'm just gonna do 1/4. I love the smell of curry powder. I really do. I really do. So I am still out of time. Sorry. Since I don't have just plain thyme, I'm gonna do some Italian seasoning because there's some thyme in it. Now, can I also admit something? Hi y'all. So first of all, thank you everyone who responded to me. I received so many messages explaining to me what savory is, and some of them say that it's kind of like mint. No one's actually told me that it's actually pronounced savory. I'm still assuming it's pronounced savory. But guess what I found in my cabinet? I actually have this spice. I have it. And apparently I've used it. One of those times that I was just like grabbing anything I could from the cabinet being, yeah, that smells good. I just wanted to show you that I got it. And you know what? For shits and giggles, there it is. Now, 1/4 teaspoon of my smoked sweet paprika, a little bit of my garlic salt. We are gonna be adding some chicken broth, and I don't want it to be too salty. It smells so good already. I'm gonna just give the spices maybe a minute. Fry roasted diced tomatoes. Was at a medium low heat, now it's like a medium high heat. Now that I added the tomatoes, I just didn't want the herbs to burn. This is what she looks like. Looking a lot of colors. I'm gonna add a little bit of tomato paste to it. I usually don't use tomato paste in this, but today I wanted to because I don't have any vegetable broth. So I wanted to add, yeah, I can get you more water. And since I didn't have more vegetable broth and I'm going to be using chicken broth and I didn't want to add too much chicken broth, adding some tomato paste kind of offset the lack of flavor from pre-made broth. I'm trying to do something that's always in your pantry, and if my broth is not in my pantry, then I'm not using broth, right? So last week I made homemade bread and homemade butter. Look at this. I made homemade butter. I like adding butter to most of my soups. I don't know why. But I'm gonna add it now. It's probably a tablespoon of butter. I'd say making homemade butter was really, really easy. The hardest part was removing the water. And honestly, I don't know if there's anyone who has any tips for removing water from their homemade butter, but please tell me, because I swear to God, I cannot do it. And it's always like, oh, just squeeze it out. Okay, I'm squeezing it out, right? So I squeeze it, but then like it just beads on the surface. So what do you then do? Do you like wipe it down with a cloth? Like what do you do to get the water away? Like it's fine to get it out, but how do you get it off? Tell me. Add the lentils, and I think I have about 2 cups here. So you're gonna hear me talking a little bit quieter because I hear the baby going down for his sleepies. All right, so I made about 4 cups of broth from my bouillon. I did make it a little bit lighter than I usually do. I wanted to use a little less chicken broth because I wasn't sure if chicken broth would be good in this instead of vegetable broth. So we'll end up seeing here. Now we're just gonna add the broth. I'm stirring this. I gotta do a nephew nonsense. I have to tell you about how cute the 4-year-old was. We had the 4th of July and we just went to a random place for fireworks. He just sat down and a little kid was next to him. So he sat down next to the kid. These 2 little boys start like it's booming, right? And they get scared. So like they hold each other's hands, right? And then for the rest of the fireworks display, they were goofing off, they were rolling over each other, they were like wrestling, and they were pretending to be scared and then like being super brave, and they were just going so crazy like that, right? Mom was there and she goes, oh, was that one of his buddies from school? No, he had just met him. Best friends. And that's the funny thing, because my son even said, Mom, he's my new best friend. What's his name, buddy? He had no idea. It's his best friend, but he had no idea what his name was. Don't you wish that's how it was making friendships as an adult? Don't you wish that you were just like, hey, we click, we're best friends now? I mean, sometimes it's just too hard just to even see them and be with them, because we're all busy and we all have different schedules and all work on different times and different days, and it sucks. Anyway, he was like, this is my best friend. And then a couple days later, we drove past the place that we saw the fireworks, and my son goes, Mom, that's where my best friend was. Are we gonna go to the park with him with the swirly slide? Like, he even remembered that I had asked the parents, I said, I don't know if it's weird for you, but do you mind if I get your cell phone and maybe we can go to the park down the road sometime for these kids? And, you know, they gave me the number, and I don't know if we'll connect, but I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated on that saga. But my son had literally said, oh, you said that we were going to go to the park together with the swirly slides with, I'm not going to say the kid's name, let's just say Smith, with Smith. And he's my best friend. Can we go? Like, it's just so cute. It's so beautiful, right? I'm gonna taste this. It's good already. I just tasted it to see if it needed more broth. It does not need more broth, but it definitely needs a little bit more umami flavor to it. So I'm going to make more broth, but just out of the tomato paste. All right, so I added 2 cups of water to maybe about a tablespoon of tomato paste, and now I have a tomato broth, whatever. Now that's a total of 6 cups of liquid. And I do think that'll be enough. I'm now gonna add 2 bay leaves. There she goes. The addition of that tomato as a tomato broth made it really good. I'm really excited about that. I've never done that before, so it was an experiment. I'm gonna put a lid on it and let it simmer. It's gonna be on like a 3 to 4 on my stove. I'm gonna put the lid on, and I'm just gonna come back in about 20 to 25 minutes to see how it looks. So while we wait for this to cook, I just want to say a couple more things before I walk away and just let this simmer in the background. So first of all, Angelina, you were talking about the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That was actually a ride. I'm pretty sure it was a ride at Universal Studios. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, it wasn't just like a movie experience, but it was like I think it was Universal. So it was a ride. So I do remember that. But where I thought you were gonna go with it originally was, do you remember? You probably don't, 'cause it was so long ago. You were just a little kid. But they actually had a scratch and sniff for movies that you watched at home. And I remember distinctly there was one for, I'm pretty sure, Rugrats. And I don't know if it was Rugrats in Paris or Rugrats in the Wild Thornberries, but whichever one, it did come with, I'm pretty sure we got it at Blockbuster too. God, I'm aging myself. I had like this little card that during certain parts of the movie, when you watch the movie at home, like it would put a little number in the corner, and then, or something, there was something to indicate that it was time to do it, but I think it was a number. And there'd be a number in the corner, and that would tell you which scratch and sniff you wanted to do for that part of the movie. So that's where I thought you were gonna go with it, with like the interactive movies. So it was a flashback for me to first think about that.
It was Rugrats Go Wild.
It was Rugrats Go Wild. So it was with the Thornberries.
Yeah, it was the
you remember it. You remember it.
Yeah.
So it was a little card that you just scratched and sniffed. But yeah, it was at the mall where we had the movie theater, and they gave you the thing for the movies too, and then you would do it during the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what smells there wasn't even on it? Not a clue. I feel like popcorn was one of them for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, so I just clicked his memory He probably was in there going like, what? I remember that. Memory unlocked, right? That's where I thought you were going with it, but you were going with the 4D ride at Universal. But no, I think that those scratch and sniff things were, I don't know, in the 90s, I'm pretty sure that was the 90s or early 2000s. To us, we were like, wow, this is revolutionary, right? And now look what we've got.
Oh shit, so I actually looked it up online. It was with promotional distribution where you could get cards at Burger King or Blockbuster.
I told you it was Blockbuster.
I don't think you told me. You might have told
I
them.
told them it was Blockbuster.
Yeah, you didn't tell me nothing.
He wasn't listening.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, it's real. I'm not making this up. It's not a Mandela effect or whatever they call those. A pretty fun memory to have unlocked. So thank you for alluding to something else that made me think about that. So that was pretty cool. So do you even remember that, Angelina? Because I feel like you were really young, but for all the other 90s babies, do you remember that? Maybe that... Give me my another sandwich, the 4-year-old said. I'll get you a sandwich in a second, dude. You don't need 2 peanut butter sandwiches. How about some fruit or some veggies? No thanks. That was Rugrats Gone Wild. And if you don't remember it, look it up. So the son wants to show the camera something real quick before we walk away and let this simmer. So I guess I'll let him show it to you. Just 1 second. Here, go ahead and show him. So what do you want to tell them about this?
I want to get higher so I can get closer.
He wants to get higher so he can get closer. Here. Can I just pick you up?
I want you to get closer, Mom.
I can't move any closer, buddy, because there's a stove on.
Bigger until it pops out. Then it rolls.
All right, can you say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
That's all I guess I have to say for now. And we're just going to let this... Wait, one more thing. What, baby? Who is this?
That's Crusher.
That's Crusher.
He is the best. He almost wins.
He almost wins.
He got wheels.
He's got wheels.
And he flipped over so he could drive upside down.
No way.
Bye.
Bye. Every couple minutes, just come back and stir it. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So... At the end, I'll blend some, and then I might add a little bit of the blended stuff back into it, just make it nice and thick, and we'll see where we get. And I'll see you back in 20 minutes.
Duck, 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 duck. Ah.
See you soon. Bye. So it's been cooking for maybe about 10 minutes, and I completely forgot that I wanted to add, I had saved these like celery leaves, I don't know, the center of the celery. I had saved these from something I made last week for the purpose of making it into soup, and I pulled it out and I completely forgot to put it in. So I'm just gonna rinse this and toss it right in. The thing, I don't love celery, but when I add just these like leaves to it, to my soups, I think it tastes really good. So there's that. I'm out of wine. Oh well. So our soup is done. You know it's done just when the lentils are nice and soft to your consistency that you want it at. Did already blend some for the baby. Now this is what it looks like all blended. I know it doesn't look like great. He already ate it too, and he was obsessed with it. Just the first bite, he was a little confused. He was like, these are flavors I haven't had before. But then the second bite, he was like a little like chickadee with his mouth like all the way open, you know, just ready. So he loved it. So I did blend some in here, and now I'm actually just gonna put some of it, and I did already put some already in it, but I'm gonna put some of it in here so that it becomes creamy. As simple as that. Now I do have to apologize to the viewers. I've had a couple people who complained that they wanted to see the husband's calzone, my last video, so I'm so sorry. Maybe next time we make that calzone for him, I'll do a mini video of it and just be like, by the way, this is what it looked like, or I don't know, we'll figure out something, but or maybe a photo next time. But we do make it probably once or twice a month, so I'm sure we'll have another opportunity soon. But yeah, so sorry we didn't show you the inside of his calzone. I just didn't want to cut up his calzone. That would have been rude. It's his dinner. But you know, so you saw mine. So now I'm going to taste it to see if I need to add any more of mommy seasoning now, because we didn't want to add too much seasoning to the baby. So you can see it's a little thicker because we added some of that blended soup in it. I actually think it's pretty good. I want to add more salt, but I know that my soups usually get a little bit saltier as they sit, so I'm not going to add any salt right now. So I think I'm done. That's the recipe for the week. I encourage all of you, if you have not thought about it before, think about what your pantry meal is. Make some sort of thing where not just, you know, buttered noodles sort of thing. You want to have something always on deck where you're like, okay, can I really feed my family in 20, 30 minutes? Something that you always keep in your pantry. Always make sure that's stocked in your freezer or pantry, if you know, so that if you are ever needing to do it, you can do it. And if you don't have one, make one. And then if you can't make one and you want to make this your go-to quick pantry meal, then make it that. But otherwise, I hope you guys all have a great week. I will see Angelina next week, maybe. She and I have a lot of things coming up in the next couple weeks, so if we take a little hiatus, I'm sorry. You can just rewatch some of our old videos. I know you haven't tried all of our recipes yet, so you can just go back and try one of the other ones. But if you do try any of our recipes, please comment on them. Please tell us what you think. Tell us what you liked about it. Tell us what you would change. But otherwise, we'll talk to you all soon. Enjoy your wine, enjoy your dinner, and I'll see you next week. I love you all. Bye.